All right. So we know that Nyx is coming, and I heard a pretty good. I heard a very good question or a very good conversation.
It's a terrapin.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Is that the scanning one?
I heard a pretty good
Yeah, it is.
conversation about Nyx 1 and how it's breaking lore. The reason they're saying it's breaking lore is because Nyx is supposed to be a desolate place. So why are you throwing this planet that's basically the best planet we have with biomes that are, very much, livable? Why are they doing that? They are completely going back on their lore. And I know we don't really talk about lore here, but it does beg the question, why are they doing this now? Why are they completely changing the lore of Nyx to have this planet that is clearly terraformed? You can watch a lot more about the lore of Nyx and what's going on with it through, of course, the lore historian Paul Shelley, and that's basically where I saw some of this conversation at. For somebody like him, he's kind of like not really happy with the direction they're going with this planet, because think about it, guys. If they had this lush planet, that's great. Why do they have these people in this asteroid, living in this, just settlement on an asteroid? Wouldn't they have settled that instead?
Right.
So, but there's been some hints as to what they're kind of doing, I guess, where their thinking is and how they're trying to make this work. And so if you've noticed the newspaper, I think it was last update 431, there was a little blurb about some kind of new terraforming that they were talking about, some kind of new technology or something for terraforming. And so I think they're setting the stage to explain why Nyx is what it's going to be. I think they're going to say that with this new technology, they're able to terraform Nyx. It's a brand new thing. Players can come join in, and I think of course, Nyx 1 won't be out until probably spring. I'll be surprised. I don't think we'll see it at the end of this year, but maybe. And here's my thoughts on why they're doing it this way. They got this new planet tech in, which, they kind of show off here in this video. And so they have this new planet tech, and it doesn't, they definitely want to use it, but this new planet tech is going to change everything from like how things are placed on the planet, which is one of the things that's going to cause them to have issues with going back to Stanton and Pyro and redoing those, because there's already so many stations on the ground. They are going to do it, but they also stated that, hey, it's going to take a lot more work, because there's all these landing sites and all these things that are on the planet. They're literally going to have to go in and probably adjust things after they add the planet tech to like microtech or whatever.
Right.
So instead of introducing it there, they're introducing it on this new planet. Unfortunately, Terra's not ready yet. Nyx is ready, so they're bringing it to Nyx first. And then you're still like, but why are they making all these nice biomes on there? They could have just saved those biomes for something else. And I think the big reason is base building, because base building, and it's also why we're not hearing about base building coming yet, because they need Nyx 1 in there. They need a planet that has this new tech to kind of practice on, but they also are making it to where it's a planet that people are going to want to settle.
Right.
So I think base building is going to come with Nyx 1, not necessarily when Nyx 1 drops, but that's where it's going to come.
That's going to start.
I don't even think they're going to give us base building in Stanton or Pyro. I think at this point, the base building is being made to work with this new planet tech.
To see how it works.
To see how it works, right.
Okay.
So until they can go back and add in the planet tech to Stanton and Pyro, I think we're only going to have it on Pyro 1. It's probably going to be high security, even though technically high security isn't really there. I think that's what they're going to do. I think it makes sense, because that's where all the good resources are going to be at, because they can't go back and add those resources to the old planets. They're only adding them on Nyx 1 and wherever the other Nyx planets.
Right.
Maybe the other Nyx planets as well, when they come in, will also have base building. But I think this is the start of base building. I think this is why we don't have base building yet, or why they haven't really talked about it, because they're waiting to get this planet there. The whole fact that they're talking about they're setting it up in this little newspaper that, this new terraforming thing. I think that they're also going to set up hey, there's a homestead rush. You need to get, everybody get to Nyx 1 and build your base, and I think that's how they're gonna. I think that's how they're gonna introduce it.
All right, so you've heard it here. This is Black's conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy.
His belief or his hypothesis.
Because I mean, I was listening to, I think it was Space Tomato and Paul Shelley talking about. They were talking about it the other day in a video. You should go check it out. And I didn't watch all of it. I watched probably half of that video, and they never I never heard them talk about base building as to a reason.
They may have got to it.
They may have got to it.
Yeah.
But I never heard them do that. So I just that's what I think. I think that the reason we don't have base building is because it's not really compatible with the planets that we have in the game, and it also just makes sense that new planet tech works in base building. Come on, get out here and settle this thing. Be like a land rush, but yeah. So I think we're all going to be stuck on one planet, to start with
for the time being.
Yeah.